tables, 2 feet by 3 feet. 2 contestants place their right elbows over the spotted area, and a signal from the referee starts them going, and they try to force their opponent's arm to the table.
Dave Devoto getting ready now for the semifinals in the lightweight division. Teddy Pollock on the left, Lyle Diefert on the right. Diefert is the current lightweight champion of Oregon, comes from Corvallis. Teddy Pollock is from San Anselmo, California, a senior at University of San Francisco. And Pollock takes a quick advantage. Pollock farthest from the camera. He's got him. Pollock in about 6 seconds disposes of Lyle Diefert. Here's the mayor of Petaluma, Mrs. Helen Putnam, who is a very enthusiastic spectator of wrist wrestling at the wrist wrestling capital of the world. And now Bill Rhodes, the defending champion, on the left. Very tense before his semifinal match. Bill a little bit of a disadvantage. He has a broken right leg. His right leg is in a cast. He will not be able to use his legs as well as he would like to. And he's in against Eric Saunders from Ashland, Oregon. Here's Saunders, 6 years younger.
Watch his left hand.
Rhodes, the defending champion.
Ready, go!
He was runner-up in 68 and 70. He's behind and he loses. Saunders beats him. Saunders got a quick jump on the defending champion, Bill Rhodes. And in the audience right now is a man who is perspiring heavily because coming up very shortly will be his semifinal match. This is Roger Jones. Now, earlier, in a match with Don Bullsplug, which you're seeing right now, an injury occurred. You'll actually see Don Bullsplug break his arm. The tension is so great, the muscle and the strength of Roger Jones. You'll actually hear the bone break here. It was really a kind of a sickening moment. This was an earlier match in the middleweight division. There it goes. Bullsplug obviously in terrible pain at that moment on the stage. His wife in the audience burst into tears. She realized that her husband had been hurt. Although not a serious injury, certainly a painful one, and they gently lifted him onto the stretcher and tried to tape the arm up as best they could to get him to the hospital. Meanwhile, Mrs. Bullsplug was consoled by Mrs. Putnam, the mayor of Petaluma, and I believe it shook up Roger Jones as much as it did anybody else. He had to go right in again against John Woolsey just a few moments after that. And Woolsey, having seen the accident, was really psyched up for this one. This was a tremendous match. Roger Jones is from Highland Park, California, in against John Woolsey. And Jones takes a very slight advantage here, trying to pull Woolsey over. Every muscle and bone in your body straining in this grueling sport. He's got him. That's how Roger Jones got to the quarterfinals against Rich Kennedy. This was that match. The referee, you can just see his face there, is Earl Hagerman, the world's first heavyweight wrist wrestling champion. Now referee. Quarterfinal match, Rich Kennedy and Roger Jones of California. Jones, 7 years older than Kennedy. It was very even to this point, but all of a sudden, Jones began to get it from somewhere.
Hands in the middle. Got to bring him on over.
And that was it. And the crowd cheers Jones as we move now to that moment, the semifinals. If he wins this, he has a chance to become the world middleweight champion. He is not in against Harvey Wallbanger. He is in against Fred Hickman, wearing the Wallbanger sweatshirt. Dave Devoto back in as the referee of this match. And incidentally, the report on Don Bullsplug from the hospital was that the bone was easily set. And and he is out of pain, resting comfortably.
Enough time, you know what's going on.
Now, this is the semifinal of the middleweights. These men range in weight from 175 to 200, so there's a wide variance of 25 pounds. You can weigh 199 and still be a middleweight. Here we go.
Elbows, elbows.
Elbows, says Devoto. It looks like Hickman's elbow is starting to move. He pulled it out. The elbow pulled out, and the winner will be Roger Jones. It's disqualification if your elbow pulls up and out of the little sponge pocket. So Jones will go in against the winner of Jim Pollock and Fred Hansen, the next middleweight semifinal. Don't forget the Monday night NFL game, 9 o'clock Eastern time, Detroit against Dallas. That's coming up this Monday night, and we'll be back in Petaluma, California in just a moment.
All right, here is Jim Pollock, four-time middleweight champion. He'll be going against Fred Hansen of Wallingford, Connecticut. Boy, this crowd will warm to this occasion. Fred Hansen has paid his way all the way up from the East Coast. He's the East Coast champion. He's a horseshoer. I guess that's a blacksmith. Jim Pollock. Four-time champion. Watch how cool he is. This is the match everybody's been waiting for. Each one has had to win 6 times in order to get here. Each one trying to get that grip just right. Notice how cool Jim Pollock is. He's been in the ring many times. Fred Hansen has a long way to go home if he doesn't win here.
Your hand's got my tongue over the top of the cup.
Straighten the wrist out. Straighten it out. We're not going to start until you straighten your wrist.
His wrist is absolutely straight. It's hard to tell. Pollock and Hansen.
Put your hand in there.
Elbows, elbows. Keep your elbows in. If any of those elbows did raise.
Put your elbows in. Elbows, both of the elbows.
This crowd is going crazy. Here comes Pollock back, even though he had his arm bent over the perpendicular. Everybody crowded around now. Pollock is coming back. He's down. Pollock wins. They claim that Pollock and Hansen was not a satisfactory conclusion. Answer from Dave Devoto. Well, we'll have to get out of the controversy because the women are ready to go. Here's Janet Schenk and Janet Kujawa. Janet Kujawa in the blue. Janet Schenk. So Janet Kujawa, the Oregon champion, has defeated Janet Schenk. And now we're getting ready for the other semifinal. Emily and Fran Ayers. Now, Fran on the right of your screen has moved in through the competition, but Emily, the defending champion, was given a bye. So Emily Matarazzo from Boston, Massachusetts, who was on the police squad there, a member of the vice squad, won this championship a year ago, and she's in against Fran Ayers. Fran is from Kennewick, Washington. There's a good look at her. Fran Ayers and Emily Matarazzo. This crowd rooting for Fran Ayers to upset the former champion. She may do it. She's very close. Fran Ayers may do it.
Push your chin on her hand.
She's got another inch to go, and Emily's fighting back.
Take your face away from your hand.
Fran Ayers wins. Fran Ayers of Kennewick, Washington will go into the finals.
That's right. You're right in there. You're right in there. That's right. You got it.
one of the big moments here in the World Championship Wrist Wrestling Tournament in Petaluma, California. On the left of your screen is Maurice Baker. Maurice Baker lost to Jim Dolcini in the finals a year ago. There's a good look at him. Ray Ridgely of Hampton, Virginia is his opponent. Those are all of the championships that Maurice has won, and he has not taken longer than 5 seconds to dispose of every single opponent that he's met so far. But now he's in the semifinals. If he wins here, and he's going to, no question about it, Maurice Baker. Stage here, and there goes Maurice Baker. He'll be in against Ralph McMeans, the heaviest man in the tournament. Everybody crowded around on stage. There's Jim Dolcini. Dolcini, one of the great local heroes. He's won the heavyweight championship for 3 years. 2 years, I should say. Now he wants to be the 3-time winner against the heaviest man in the contest, Ralph McMeans. Ralph comes from Union City, California.
How's your grip? All right, both of you? Yeah. Ready?
There's a good look from the top. Ready to go. Dolcini has a little bit of an advantage. Now some more. He's got it. This crowd goes crazy. A standing ovation for Jim Dolcini. And now the stage is set for Dolcini and Baker. A rerun of a year ago when one of the most dramatic things ever happened in wrist wrestling. Baker came out, took Dolcini's arm practically down, and then Dolcini, in an electrifying moment, and this place here in Petaluma, California, had a standing ovation for 5 minutes.
So we'll be watching Maurice Baker and Jim Dolcini going at it again. We'll also have our finals in the middleweight, lightweight, and the women's division. That'll be coming up shortly, but right now, let's go to Bud Palmer at Miami Beach, Florida for the World Professional Target Diving Championship.
Who was here in California, one of the outstanding wrist wrestlers in the world. They met a year ago. Dolcini won. We'll see if he can do it again. All right, this is for the lightweight championship under 175 pounds from San Anselmo, California. You're looking at Ted Pollock. Ted is 22 years old, goes to the University of San Francisco, an economics major. And he is up against Eric Saunders, 23 years old, from Ashland, Oregon. Eric is somewhat of a dark horse here in the finals because he came through by defeating Bill Rhodes, the defending champion. It's quite an upset.
Whoever wins it, stand by.
This would be something now if Ted Pollock should win here and his brother Jim Pollock should win in the medium weight. It would be the first time in history that brothers would have won 2 of the 3 men's crowns. Here we go. Haven't started.
Ready, go!
They're underway. Hard to tell here. Pretty even. Here goes Pollock. He may get him now. He's got a slight advantage, but Saunders comes back.
Get behind it. Stand by, Jay. That's it. Stand by, baby. You got it. Wear him out. That's it. Get behind it. That's it. That's it.
He's got him. Ted Pollock wins the World Lightweight Wrist Wrestling Championship. From Highland Park, California, going in the finals against Jim Pollock of Palo Alto, California. Jim Pollock in the striped shirt is 4-time middleweight champion. Earlier, we saw his brother, Ted Pollock, a senior at the University of San Francisco, win the lightweight title. Can he beat Roger Jones? Can Roger Jones dethrone the defending champion? That's the big question here.
Okay.
A jam-packed crowd here in Petaluma Veterans Memorial Building. They're right to the rafters. Here we go with Dave Devoto looking on.
Okay, here we go. Ready, go! Elbows, elbows! Elbow in there. Elbow.
He's got him. Ted Pollock has won. He's concerned about Roger Jones. And now we're getting ready for the women's championship. From Jefferson, Oregon, very pretty housewife, mother of 3, Janet Kujawa. 33 years old. And she's worked her way all the way up to the finals. She'll be going against Fran Ayers, the lady bartender at the age of 27 from Kennewick, Washington, the Northwest Women's Wristwrestling champion. Remember, Fran Ayers defeated Emily Mataroso, the defending champion. So it's Janet Kujawa against Fran Ayers. Quite a bit of difference in terms of build. Fran Ayers, the stockier of the two, the more muscular. Janet Kujawa.
You're both happy with your grip.
Fine athlete. She's a softball pitcher. Also was in the Junior Olympics.
Well, when I start to off with the wrist, but how's the hand grip
standing
itself?
broad jump.
Are you happy with that? Okay.
Here we go.
Make sure your elbows don't come out or you'll be disqualified.
Referee Dave Devoto. There's a bag of rosin and a towel underneath the table. It's extremely oppressively hot here on stage, and yet...
Okay, let's try it again.
Janet seems very cool. The grip, most important, interlocking thumbs. The wrist must be absolutely straight. Fran Ayers has won.
That's right.
Fran Ayers, the 27-year-old lady bartender from Kennewick, Washington, is the new champion. There's a good look at Baker. A year ago, Baker and Dolcini squared off here on this very stage. Baker got the early jump, almost pinned Dolcini's arm, but Dolcini, in a remarkable burst of strength, came back and won. Boy, is he psyched. Baker has waited 365 days for this moment. Dolcini has been counting the days too. He wants to prove once and for all that he can be the only 3-time world champion. And everybody crowds up on stage. Dave Devoto letting him square off.
Okay, good match. Watch your elbows, please.
Baker has about a 20-pound advantage in weight.
Okay, here we go. Wait.
Dolcini says no. Too slippery. Now remember, their left hands have to hold, and if the left hands don't hold, then they slip out of that Indian grip, and they can't start. The perspiration is running a little bit heavy right here. There it is from above. Dolcini at the top of your picture. Baker at the bottom of your picture. You can't believe the strength that's locked into those two hands. Same thing that happened a year ago.